Hello and welcome. It is SLK's 20th anniversary. Congratulations to everyone associated with the company over these 20 years. It was in the year 2000 when the young, dynamic, confident, aggressive Pathamin chose to start a new company, SLK, as an entrepreneur. He had the reputation of turning around struggling companies, and we could see in him the confidence and the urge to do something very different. We, as his team members, knew that he is up to something big. He was very ably supported by his lovely wife, Roshan. Roshan had this unique ability to instill a culture of intimacy with customers and her people. The 10th year celebrations of SLK was big. The plans for the 20th were much bigger. But given the situation we are in, we had to limit ourselves to a digital one. Welcome to this program.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to SLK's 20th anniversary celebrations. Of course, we had planned for a grand event in person to mark the culmination of 2 decades of hard work and dedication that has brought us to where we are today. However, the best laid plans often go astray. So here we are in the virtual world, doing our best to make this a memorable evening for all of us as one big SLK family. During these challenging times, our nimbleness, resilience, reliability, and the determination to make things happen means that the show will go on. 20 years ago, SLK was just a dream. It became a reality through the hard work of a trusted and committed team who believed, nurtured, and helped us to grow from a small group of 50 to where we are today. All this and more would not have been possible without the passion and perseverance of one man, Parth Amin. So, without further ado, I call for the man of the hour himself. Over to you, Parth.
Thank you, Roshan. Dear SLKite, 20 years ago, we didn't have an office or a meeting room, and I didn't have a single strand of gray hair. What we had in abundance was a dream and a burning desire to change the face of software engineering. As I look back to our 20-year journey, I am humbled by how far we have come. In these 2 decades, we have seen several highs and lows. We have laughed, burned the midnight oil, celebrated victories. Like they say, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. But through it all, we have been each other's biggest cheerleaders and continue to build a company that we are proud of. But the best is yet to come. There will be more wins, more learnings, more partnerships, and of course, the inevitable challenges. But let the challenges not daunt you. Let it allow you to push boundaries and broaden your horizon. Because this is your journey. Each one of you that has worked here, rallied for us, or partnered with us. This is your journey, and I'm honored to be sharing this day with you. I am always amazed by your spirit, your commitment, your determination. I have only gained in your company, and your experiences have helped us take SLK to the next level. So here's to the next 20 years, as we say goodbye to our teens and move to our adulthood. Whether you joined us yesterday or 20 years back, this is your day, your company, your story. Enjoy the rest of the evening, where we take you through the history lane of SLK.
It's a different experience working with entrepreneurs. Many of us here have worked with Parth right through, so we have only seen him. Several of you have joined us from outside and have worked with professional CEOs. And all of us have one question in common. What goes through the mind of an entrepreneur? Friends, I had this opportunity to sit with him and explore more of this with him. Here we go. Inheriting a successful company and taking it to further success is big. Taking over a troubled company and turning it around, in my view, is great. But how about starting a company from absolutely nothing and leading it to 20 years of success? In my view, it's simply wonderful. Friends, today, in the next few minutes, you have the opportunity to hear and understand from the man who dreamt, conceptualized, built, and has grown SLK over the last 20 years. Mr. Parth Amin, our Chairman and CEO. Parth, firstly, congratulations on the 20th anniversary. It's been a great success story. How does it feel?
It's a very satisfying feeling. I think if I look back, I did not consider failure an option when we started. And it's still not an option for me even today. And as some of you have heard me say, get it done. I have practiced it myself, and that's how we looked at every step on the way building SLK.
An obvious question with a lot of us is, what did it take to get a new company started? It all looks great now, but I'm sure you had to deal with a whole lot of things.
The first decision and challenge was when we started was, do we have one company or two companies? We were doing operations, we were doing software, so we took a decision that we will start two companies. Talking of challenges, challenges are always there. They never go away. Even today they are there. Except today they are of a different nature. They're much bigger challenges, but with much less uncertainty from what we have learned over the last few years, because we have a lot of cushion now. We have time, and we also have financial cushion now compared to what we had before. Over building up this company, we had to solve a lot of challenges as they came, because we knew we were venturing into the unknown. I should also say there is one more very important point when we are building a company and how do we face challenges. All this is possible only with a team. There were two important teams that supported me. One was the team that did what they had to do to keep the cash flow going and delivering to our customer needs. Our customer then was GeoTrack, and the person who headed that team was Mr. Nairi. Nairi was the head of technology. He had a very small team. He built a very strong team, and they delivered to GeoTrack. That's what kept the money coming in, or the cash flow going from the day we started. The other team is equally important, and that is the administration side of any business. I had various people who helped me with that. One was Jaikumar, who's still with us. He helped us with the legal. There was Indu Shekhar, who helped us with all the financial aspects of the company. And then I had, of course, Manohar, who helped us with the HR of managing a company when we start off. So I had that fundamental structure in place also, which was took a lot of load off me, from payroll to making sure accounts are properly managed to legal documents are properly filed, etc. In addition to that, there were few other people who were external who also helped me. One was Mr. Inamdar, who's a very well-known tax consultant in Mumbai. The other was Rajiv Khaitan, who I consulted with. He was from a company called Khaitan and Associates. He had also just started practice in Bangalore. And the other gentleman was Shirish Marathe, who helped Indu to make sure all our financial documents and all the regulatory stuff was all done in the right manner. So Gopal also joined SLK a few months after we started, and Rajiv Khaitan gave me some very good advice, and that is, if your brother is joining in a family business, he should get equal shares. So I had a word with Dan White. Dan White was the CEO of a company called GeoTrack, who I mentioned earlier, who was also a partner with me when I started SLK. And Dan very willingly agreed to give Gopal equal shares. And I think that has helped us a lot over the past 20 years without creating any family issues between us.
Parth, you mentioned about Dan as a customer. He trusted you to become a partner as you formed SLK. Here is Dan, ready to talk to us. Dan, what is this chemistry all about?
I'm going to tell you a story about a jailbreak and my role in it. Like the famous Arthur Road prison in Mumbai, the Closgar Electric Company in Bangalore had high walls topped with row upon row of sharp barbed wire. The guards were stern and demanding. The warden lived the life of luxury with French-made underwear, gourmet food, and the best suits from Savile Row. The hero of our story lived in a tiny house on 10th Cross. with his wife Roshan, his 2 infant sons, Vidor and Shantanu, his mother-in-law Kathleen, and his wife's sister Zarina. At first, I thought living with his mother-in-law was part of his punishment. What terrible crime could he have committed in a former life to warrant such punishment? Was he a slave trader, a pirate who made damsels walk the plank, or perhaps he was Donald Trump's father? Regardless, all were forced to live on his paltry prisoner's pay. So impoverished were they that a friendly American, me, would smuggle nappies through the prison walls so that the 2 boys could have clean bottles. One day the prisoner came to me and said, if only I could break free of the KEC prison, I know for certain that me and my cellmates could automate your flood business. Not only that, I promise that forevermore my wife Roshan will prepare your favorite Indian dishes. My mother-in-law Kathleen will only speak kindly of American politicians, and Z will give you foot rubs every time you come to India. And so it was on a dark and rainy night. The ringleaders Girish, Indu, Jay Kumar, led by Parth, used a metal file that I had smuggled into their cell and a loaf of bread, along with $100,000, to cut the thick bars of the KEC prison and break free. They were pursued by the warden's thugs and with minor injuries managed to escape to freedom. True to his word, Parth automated my business, going from 48% automation to 95% automation, an industry-leading accomplishment. And at the same time, taking SLK from a smallish startup to one of India's premier software houses where all are free to innovate. From 80 escaped prisoners to thousands of free, innovative, passionate associates serving a worldwide clientele. Now that's some prison break. However, not all promises can be kept. Kathleen still speaks ill of American politicians, and Z has yet to give me a foot rub. But all is not lost. Roshan has paid fully her obligation.
Thank you, Dan. Another person who, amongst the few leaders at SLK at that time, who was very closely engaged with Parth in the formation of SLK was Indu Shekhar, our ex-CFO. Indu, I'm sure you have a few things to share too.
Yeah, Girish, I do have many such memories. I will cite a few, and the owner of the very first building which we took was hesitating to give his building on rent to us because neither did he know Parth very well, nor did he believe in the prospects of SLK. So we ended up paying a premium rent and a disproportionate deposit, which in fact dented our initial cash projections. It's a different matter that the same guy had to rush back to Parth several years later, seeking jobs for his kids. Also, Girish, in spite of taking a huge building like that, Parth never had a place of his own for quite some time. In another instance, we wanted a bank guarantee for clearing some furniture, and the branch manager insisted on meeting Parth personally. So I had to request Parth to accompany me to his house on a Sunday morning, which Parth obliged, and only after meeting Parth, the bank guarantee was issued. As you know, Girish, we never splurged around in our initial years, and we always kept a tight leash on our cash flow, and that is probably what has helped us in our initial years.
Thank you, Indu. Parth, when you started the company, you wanted to be different. You wanted it to be different for the customers, for the people. What was going on in your mind, to differentiate?
Okay, so first I wanted to be different. And what does different mean? To me, difference comes only with a culture. All of us are in software, all of us are doing all kinds of things, all different businesses do the same thing, but difference between company 1 and company 2 comes only because of culture. I cannot try to copy a company because they are doing this or they're having, more, this quarter they signed on more customers, etc. or what the business magazines are saying about a company. So in my view, building the right customers, building a very strong relationship, quality of customers, those were the important factors when we started SLK and when we decided to find which customers we go after. The other big thing that I wanted to be different was I wanted to keep the company private, not do an IPO, this was the year 2000, and a lot of companies were doing IPOs. That was a dot-com boom year. It was the peak of the boom, and there was a bust. So there was a lot of pressure that why are you not doing, IPO and valuation. And looking back, thank God we did not do that. I think shareholders who have got the returns will definitely be happy, with what we have given back to them, much more than it would have been in the market. Also, being in the market would have sort of changed our focus many times by trying to meet the market expectation or what the market feels or what the market needs. We could not think long term if we had gone public. So, these are some of the points I wanted to make sure we do when we started at SLK to be different. Also, I did not want to do body shopping. That was a big wave that gave a huge top line. So Nairi and I both decided that we wanted to build a business model that has IP. And when I say IP, it does not mean IP that we own, but IP of customers. When we create IP of customers, we are building a lot of value to customers, and there will be a lot more stickiness between us and them. And I think that was a very big advantage. There was a partnership between us and customers. Then there is a relationship between us and our customers. Now, this is one more very, very important point that I was very firm about, is we have to build a relationship with customers. Without a relationship, nothing happens. We have to understand the customer. We have to understand what are their needs, who are the people, who are the players. And if you build a relationship, I always believe that we will stay with customers for long term. As you know, and I know, and all of us know, we have had customers for 20 years, 2 decades. That's not a joke. I think for any customer or any company, that's not a joke. So these were some of the very big principles I followed over the last few years. So one more important point on being different. When we started, we were short of funds. We didn't have all the money in the world. So we had to keep a very clear focus on which customers we went after and what are the geographies we went after. I realized that America is a very big economy, so I decided to stay focused with America. And even in America, the geography we chose was, as you know, the Midwest and the East Coast. What was the advantage of that, according to me, is we saved a lot of time on travel, we saved a lot of money on travel, time zones, phone calls, etc. So that also made a big difference. Instead of spreading all across America, even today we hardly have any customers in California. We are slowly venturing out towards the west, but otherwise we stuck to a certain region, a certain geography. And all these factors do make a difference because there's also word of mouth. When we, as you know, we've got a lot of our customers through referencing. And if I'm staying in Bangalore, I'm probably not going to move to Delhi. I'll probably stay within Bangalore area. So when customers, or rather when individuals leave companies, then they also move to locations close by. And that's how we started getting our customers, because it was only through reference. We did a good job with one customer, and then that customer moved to another company and he called us in. So these were some of the differences that I thought will make a difference, and so far it's been good.
Yeah, and we have seen it, and it is making a big difference for us. Yeah.
The other thing was, again, when I spoke earlier about not going after number of customers. So this was, I think, a very different move. So I said, let's go after large Fortune 500 corporations. We had Emerson as one of our first customers when we were a small little company with 50, 60 people. It was not easy getting Emerson, a Fortune 500 company, but I think we showed that we are a niche player, we can deliver what they want, and they chose us. My thinking was they chose us for a very small project. My thinking was, if I can do a small project good, I'm going to get a bigger project and a bigger project and a bigger project. And that's really what happened. Over the last 20 years, we've had Emerson still as our customer. We've had we've had our ups and downs. which depends on economic cycles. Over 20 years, there are going to be lots of economic cycles. There are going to be lots of personalities that are, maintaining relationship from SLK as well as from Emerson. Yep, some people get along, some people don't get along. That will make our business go up, that will make our business go down. So all these factors play, but we decided to go after large corporations because we can get a chunk of a big pie. And that's what really has helped us grow. That's why we don't have hundreds of customers, but we have very few customers who give us large quantities of work.
And the attention factors on customers is also very high as a result.
Yeah, attention factor is very high. As you all know, I do meet customers very often, all over. I make sure I meet them. I have a good relation with them. And that's how we have built the company to keep it different.
Restless now because of COVID and not able to travel.
Absolutely. Today, I'm also happy to say that, and everybody knows, SLK's culture with customer focus and attention is, I would say, one of the best we have seen.
Parth, when we were planning for this event, on a Sunday, you and Roshan called me with a list of names of SLKites, the past and the now. Clearly, people mean a lot to you. I've seen that, but I would like to hear more from you, on what people mean to you.
Yes, absolutely. I think without the team, I could not have done it. And I believe it's important to acknowledge the team who was behind me over the last 20 years.
A very important question, Parth. You're known to be non-diplomatic. Customers know it, people know it, but still customers love working with you. What's this?
Okay, I didn't realize I was non-diplomatic, okay. But anyway, let me clear up or elaborate that point a little bit about my personality. It's very, very simple from my perspective. When you believe in something and you want to do something in a certain way, then I don't see any reason why I should compromise. This brings me to also one very important point of where I learned this. I learned this from my grandfather, SLK Kirloskar. He spoke the truth and always backed it with facts. Roshan found some old business magazines which go back in the 70s where he gave interviews. And he was publicly known to criticize the government, the policies and everything else they did. Example, he said, why do we need a planning commission? Why does the government need to get into planning when actually the work has to be done by entrepreneurs and industrialists? He even criticized Mahatma Gandhi very openly for some of Gandhi's beliefs. So, it's not a question of being non-diplomatic. It's a question of your beliefs and you stick to your beliefs. If people want to agree with you, they can. If people don't want to agree with you, they don't have to. It's quite straightforward and simple.
And this response was not diplomatic too.
Okay. If you look at today what's happening with the virus, and I'm coming back to the planning commission point, this virus has paralyzed global economies. Who are the people who are going to bring it out? Is it by printing money? Is it by government spending? No. People who will actually get it out are going to be the entrepreneurs and the industrialists. And I think it's very important for the governments to support the business now at times like this and not just keep taxing them and giving freebies out. In fact, even some, people who work in the tax department have said that finally it's going to be businessmen who are going to bring the economy out of this situation we are in today.
Parth, you spoke about people, customers, but I also know how passionate you are with engineering, quality, automation, and customers also love you, love SLK for talking about it. How do you see this panning out, and how does this cause disruption in the industry, and how does all this translate into value to customers and SLK, of course?
So I strongly believe in automation because if you go back in history, automation, the Industrial Revolution, etc., is what brought the growth and prosperity to the world. I'm not sure if everybody really knows what happened in manufacturing. It moved from a people-dependent or people-centric industry into a completely automated industry where the cost of labor didn't matter. I was working in the manufacturing industry for many years before I came into the software industry. And when I was working there, this is almost 30 years ago, this transition was happening. There were very few manufacturing companies who took a lead in automation or trying not to depend on labor. One of those companies was in Pune called Bharat Forge. I very clearly remember what they did. Uh, so everyone, when you talk of automation, especially in those days in the manufacturing industry, and today up to some extent in the software industry, people keep talking of, let's talk of return on investment. Will the cost of machine be more compared to, or in our industry, you have seen it, do what they want to do all these payback calculations and everything. But ultimately, the machines won out there. And it's very simple. Machines can work 24/7 without tea breaks, without cafeterias, without anything, with much higher productivity. So, what I saw there is a lesson for us in the software industry, which is extremely manual driven. And that's why we started going down this journey about 5 years ago to push the industry towards automation. And it's going to be difficult, as you know, but we are slowly getting there. The system of education, everything will have to change over time, but that's what's happening. If you recollect, we had been to a factory in Kolhapur, one of the Kirloskar factories, and the people working behind machines were all college graduates with mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and they were working behind the machines. So, of course, the nature of the job was different. It was far more automated, but that's what's going to happen even in the software industry. And I think people have to realize that. It's not going to be people dependent, and that's something I have a big passion for, and we are trying to get there.
And customers now see as a disruptor. And some of the new opportunities we are getting is because of that.
Yes.
So it is showing up, and our people are believing in it. And with all the investments you chose to make in building our own IP is really paying off.
Yeah, let's hope so. We still have a ways to go, but let's hope it pays off.
Yeah.
So what happened in manufacturing, as I said, is the future of software. I recently saw last week that even GUI, or graphical user interface design for programming, is now evolving into a no-code GUI design. Another big move I saw in the manufacturing, where even rockets today are going to be, or not are going to be, or already being made using 3D printing. I mean, that is crazy. That rockets with that high-tech machining, with the high, those metals they use, even that is going to be done in 3D printing. So the world is changing, it's getting automated. I mean, imagine building a rocket, hit the print button, and a rocket starts getting built. That's really what's happening now in the world of automation. So I think it's time for everyone to wake up and embrace it rather than fight it.
Path, you are a first generation entrepreneur. And here within SLK, there are a lot of our people who want to be entrepreneurs. And who knows, there could be potential entrepreneurs here too. What's your message for them?
Okay, so yes, I'm a first generation entrepreneur, but I have to also admit I come from a business family. Both my father's side from Baroda, they were, my grandfather there was started very large industries, Alembic, pharmaceuticals and engineering also. And on my mother's side, the Kirlos group. So yes, I'm a first generation, but business is in my blood. So what we were always taught since we were kids is we have to create business not to bulk up your bank account, but it is our responsibility to enhance lives of families. We have to create wealth for families, and that's what is my belief, and that's what we are trying to do here.
But I've also seen you, with some very weird and strange interests on the non-business side. On one hand, I've seen you with a lot of very adventurous interests, and on the other hand, learning and playing Santoor with a very, very calm mind. How do you describe yourself?
Confused? No. I like to learn things if I'm interested in it, and I play the Santoor, yes. I also have some other strange hobbies, like I like to I actually even drive a bulldozer now. I've learned that. So that's probably weird enough. I also make candles. I started that hobby many years ago as a child, then I didn't do it. So I make candles. I just like to unwind with different hobbies. I think it's very good for your mind, especially from what we do on a day-to-day basis. I like scuba diving, sports, of course. I also enjoy spending an evening with a drink with the family. And as you all know, after 7:30, 8 o'clock, I normally like to cut myself off from the work madness because, when you're at work, we are changing subjects. You're talking about HR, you're talking about accounts, you're talking about, technology, and then on top of that you're talking about this issue with this customer or this thing's going well with the customer. What do we do? So your mind is going all over the place for the whole 8-9 hours every day. So for me, when you do something completely different, it kind of unwinds you totally, and that's what I enjoy. And as a CEO, you also are taking bets on strategy, as everybody calls it. And so your whole big picture during the daytime has to focus on that. So yeah, I don't know if they're weird or not, but it's just good to have completely different types of hobbies and interests in life.
But what next for SLK and what next for you?
So for SLK, I really want to see how we can make a difference in solving the business needs of our customers through automation. Technology and operations have to get simplified, and they have to be brought together through automation. We have to help our customers develop software that's better and can be deployed faster. As you know, today, it takes just forever to deploy anything. And I think that that's a big flaw in the whole industry. So the software development lifecycle has to change. That's exactly why we started building all these tools and platforms many years ago. And now it has come to reality. Now we have to make it happen. We have got customers who are buying this. We are able to make the difference. So I think the traditional way software was designed over the last 40 years has to change. And I'm very excited about being part of that. And yes, it's a gamble, but we have to do it and we have to make it happen. So that's really next for SLK. What is next for me? I really don't know right now what's next for me. Let's see what happens and then we'll take a call. And as you know, I don't normally talk too much about vision and next steps and all. Yes, there is something in my mind, but I don't like to disclose some of these things.
I know, Path, you don't like to disclose your vision, but what you've shared with us today, I'm sure has been of great value for all of us here. I'm sure the SLK team and others who watch this, would know what Parth is, what SLK is, what beliefs are, what goes in the, mind of an entrepreneur, how does he look at customers, business, people, money, so on and so forth. Friends, as always, Parth is available for any of you. I'm available here too. Please feel free to reach out to him, reach out to me. Once again, congratulations to all of you on the 20th anniversary. And Parth, thank you for leading us right through these 20 years. And your untold vision, I'm sure, is going to take us into several years to come. Thank you, Parth.
Thank you, and wish everybody at SLK happy 20 years and look forward to the next 20 years. Thank you.
As we heard from Parth, one thing which was core to him was to establish a strong team. This team was made up of many of us who grew with SLK, lot of you who came from outside, and as a blend, we have formed a super solid team. We have an opportunity now to hear from several of you, and of course, no better persons to start with than Mr. Vishwanath Nairi, who paired with Parth to establish and build the technical, technological, and the delivery capability with SLK. Let's start with Mr. Nairi. Sir, here you go.
SLK Software has successfully completed 2 decades of growth journey. Congratulations. Dream was to build world-class offshore software development capabilities right here in Bangalore and to focus on clients from US, UK, and Europe. Strategy was to get projects on product development, platform development, and enterprise class applications using cutting edge technologies. I believed that would help us to build a strong development team. As technology head, I was responsible for convincing the customer on our solution, approach, building team, and delivery. I was confident, Parth was confident. We worked as a team to grow the company. First team was built around Girish and subsequently around Hota, Kerur, and Adiga. Usually, team members were fresh from college and trained in-house. Recruitment and training process was rigorous. Each one has to prove their worth before finding a place in the project team. I must say, most of them took responsibility and responded very well. Result was visible in the form of satisfied customer and repeat projects. Thanks to the team. Thanks to customer for trusting us and giving us the opportunity. Thanks to Parth for building good relationship with customer. I am proud to say I was part of SLK software leadership team in laying the foundation for sustained growth.
Hello Nairi sir, on behalf of everyone who have been mentored and groomed by you,
and those who have not had the opportunity to work with you,
here is yet another thank you.
Thank you.
SLK has been my window to the world. The experience of working with SLK has made me into a well-balanced professional. A company is defined by its people, and I'm so glad to say that I've had the experience of working with some of the best leaders and teams. One of the things I cherish most about the company is the freedom that I have got to pursue multiple roles. I think this is a powerful choice when given to any professional, and I'm so glad that I've made the most of it. I congratulate Parth, Roshan, and the rest of the SLK family for the successful 2 decades, and I strongly believe that the best is yet to come.
Hello, everybody. Happy anniversary, Parth, Roshan, and the entire SLK family. I think my favorite memory of all is a recent one, the CNA RFP all-nighter presentation. Every single person at SLK pulled this together. Everyone made it happen. Everyone put their heart and their soul into it. The happiness and the pride in our work was a huge voice in this presentation. And it's actually the most proud I've ever been since I landed in Bangalore 20 years ago at this point. We made an everlasting impression. And in the end, this is who we are. And incredible experience. And I'll never forget it. It made me very happy.
Hi, there are a lot of fun moments in SLK which brings a smile when I recollect. This dates back to 1993, the year when Parth joined KCS as our vice chairman. One morning a colleague and I were busy flipping through an album, oblivious to the fact that Parth had walked into his office. Within a few seconds, he came out with a small album and flicked it on our desk and said, by the way, since you like to see pictures, this is my family album, which you can see. On that day, I did not realize that what he actually meant was, can you get back to work if you are done seeing the album? After many years, I realized what he actually meant when he offered his family album to us. Brings a smile whenever I recollect this incident.
I can't believe we are celebrating the 20th year of SLK. It seems such a short while ago that we were in the stages of incorporating the company. But looks like we have traveled, made this journey for 20 years and made it successfully. In the earlier years, we had a few heart-stopping moments. We had to face lots of difficulties and litigations and things. But we overcame all that, and now we are well on the way to making ourselves a very big company and a group. And I am sure that Parth, Dan, and everybody else Girish, who's going to lead the company henceforth, is going to really do much better than we have done before.
Many congratulations on 20th anniversary. As we relive the moment and the journey, let me talk to you about my own 3 years journey with SLK. What struck me on the day of my first meeting with some of our colleagues is the absolute transparency, honesty in all the answers which they gave to my questions. There was no hard selling at all, no sugarcoating. That struck a chord. And believe me, since then, for last 3 years, I have seen some of the big jargons which only remain jargon elsewhere being relived here every day. Some of it, if I have to recall, hierarchy less culture, fun in everything we do because we do it together, just get it done attitude, and never give up.
I love SLK for two reasons. The first reason, I really learned to think like an entrepreneur. No matter what my business card said, I got more at SLK. I learned to identify pressing problems around everything and work in the area of my expertise that could not only be monetized for profits but could potentially change the world. Anything less at SLK is simply unacceptable. Second reason, I get to be who I am. No two people are alike, I get it and I love it. I have colleagues with different passions, interests, beliefs, and all of them become who they are when they are ready to deliver the best. I have always believed each one of us has something unique to offer. So no matter what role I play, I have always been made comfortable to be me.
I have very fond memories of my association with the organization. With close to 5 years of my experience here, I think I've done my best career work. Especially proud to have been a part of the leadership team at such a high growth phase for SLK. I'm also very proud of my HR team, which had some really smart, competent people who rose to the occasion when challenges were thrown at us. Very affectionate memories of the competent ladies of the Maitri group with so many years of association I've had with them. I've also formed some deep relationships and friendships with people who are even now just a phone call away, and I'm deeply grateful for that. The environment as SLK was so high energy and dynamic that any of the engagements I've had post my tenure with SLK have just somehow not seemed challenging enough for me.
20 years back when I joined SLK from campus, everything seemed perfect. We were served with dosa and tea sharp at 5 p.m. A couple of years later, we started having beer parties on SLK's terrace. Even a couple of weeks back, we completed a proposal presentation at 3 a.m. in the morning and then hanged around till sunrise before going home. SLK has always been a startup which has encouraged me to take up new roles, and I love SLK for that.
My 19-year tenure at SLK has provided me with a lot of fun and pleasant memories. The saying, all work and no play, was completely turned around at SLK as an equal emphasis was laid on sporting and entertainment events which gave the employees an opportunity to let their hair down and have fun while working in the organization. The overall environment within the organization was one of camaraderie, friendship, a lot of leg pulling and hilarious incidents which kept us entertained during the course of the day. Our outbound trips to Maldives, Indonesia, Goa and the customer events that we held have given me a lot of memories which I'm going to cherish for the years to come. The partying scene at SLK was kicked off with our first anniversary event which was held in Parth and Roshan's residence, and we used to have annual events like that every year with a gala 10th year anniversary which was held with a lot of fanfare in 2010.
I joined SLK for the easy commute from home to work, a blessing for Bangaloreans. As I spent years, 12 to be precise, several facets of SLK software have grown on me which I have a pleasure of sharing. The leadership is very supportive, caring, and have always stood with me. Every manager aspires an efficient and supportive team. SLK has consistently drawn team of great youngsters who have made my workplace an everyday joy. Another great feature is my empowerment to realize full potential and beyond, which has challenged my mind to do more. All these above attributes make SLK a wonderful place to work and grow.
This milestone is an achievement which truly speaks about the clear vision, leadership, integrity, and commitment of the organizations. I feel blessed to be part of the SLK family and have cherished and enjoyed every moment I have spent at SLK. Every day used to begin with a new challenge and end with a sense of achievement and satisfaction. I got an opportunity to be an integral part of the transformation journey, enjoyed leading projects, building high performance team, and most important, executing paths out of the box ideas. Time spent at SLK was the best period in my career where I have gained immensely, both professionally and personally.
Leadership is the most crucial factor in determining the success of an organization. My time at SLK has taught me that a good leader is one who exemplifies knowledge, initiative, and interpersonal skills. I have been able to educate and upskill myself, uphold my values, and take decisions and learn the art of communication with my teammates and other colleagues.
Hey Parth, behind every successful man is a very determined woman. And Roshan has been the determined woman who has led you to doing what you have done, okay? But that was on a lighter note, but it's absolutely fantastic what you have done, what SLK has become. 20 years have gone by, and the both of us are just so immensely proud with all the achievements which we see out there. So congratulations, guys. Fantastic job.
Yeah, everybody, whoever has contributed to the growth of this company, it's been absolutely an amazing journey. Parth, very, very proud of your Santoor playing. You know, I'm your big, big fan, but only after Brandy. She was your first fan.
Freedom to succeed is the tagline of SLK, and I strongly believe we breathe in, breathe out of that freedom to succeed every day at SLK. SLK, when I started 11 years ago, was also in that startup mode. Even today, after completing the 20 years, it still acts like a startup company. That's what I love about SLK. 11 years ago, I started as an SAP consultant, and I understood the spirit of freedom to succeed, and I raised my hand every time I want a new opportunity, and it was given, supported, successfully completed. That's how I have grown at SLK, and I also suggest everybody to please understand this, raise your hand, get things done. I wish many more years of successful journey for SLK.
I take pride in SLK's customer centricity and solving business challenges of customer, and still I managed to have some hair on my head. Additionally, I got 40 t-shirts in 20 years.
I would like to share a experience what we had in year 2002. We had got a new customer who had requested us to have a smoke detector in the data center. So we had installed a data center recently, and as part of that smoke detector, we were supposed to do a test on a monthly basis. So on one of the Saturdays, we came to office. We took a agarbatti, we lit the agarbatti, and we made the smoke go towards the smoke detector. Unfortunately, the smoke detector did not give us any alarms. So what we did is we went to the floor. We spoke to a person by name Sudarshan Babu who used to smoke. So we requested him that we will get you a cigarette. So can you please come and smoke in the data center? So he agreed for that, and he came to our data center and he stood on a table, and then he lit the cigarette and he smoked towards the smoke detector. He tried with one cigarette, two cigarettes, and three cigarettes. With all these efforts, unfortunately, the smoke detector did not give us any alarms or any beeps. So then what we did is we called the vendor and we got that issue rectified. So now if you sit and look back at that incident, it looks very funny incident. But for that time, we tried different options to ensure that we do smoke detector test in different ways.
I remember as a young child, my brother and I used to host our customers along with my parents for dinner and drinks after a long day at the office. The customers still look at me as their personal bartender. But in all seriousness, our customers very fondly tell me that SLK is one of the few companies that has a personal relationship with them and they genuinely feel like a part of the family. One of my favorite memories with the company is the day we opened our campus, SLK Green Park. It's been an amazing journey to see how we started off at our office on Bell Road and have now gotten to the stage we're at. I look forward to the 20 years ahead of us as a key exciting part of our growth. I am sure all of you are as excited as I am to see what the next chapter holds for all of us.
Parth is willing to invest his time and energy in training people. So much so that it actually used to be very amusing. He would ask the travelers, even the business leaders, to draw the map of US and mark where Cincinnati is, where Chicago is. Behind this exterior, this stern exterior, there is a very soft and kind-hearted person, which is why this SLK group is more like a family.
Kudos to the SLK team. Feel proud to be part of SLK founders team. Thrilled to recall the challenges of initial years. The first UK-based customer e-commerce portal executed from 3 BHK house with a bunch of interns. SLK means challenges and growth. Continue the momentum. Thank you.
I recall when the whole IT world was invested in doing business with body shopping, we decided to part from the crowd and venture into doing projects only. SLK believed in organic growth by developing good teams and nurturing partnership with customers. Though we were hungry for more, you always started in a small way, and our passion never failed to impress. Even while recruiting, the focus was to get talented engineers from rural colleges of Karnataka with an attitude to learn and grow naturally. Immense gratitude and kudos to the SLK leadership team and specifically Parth for taking the bold step to seed SLK and help it blossoms through the years.
I have been in SLK for just over 1 year now and enjoying myself thoroughly. To me personally, it's the entrepreneurial spirit that drives this organization. We are allowed to experiment and we get a lot of freedom in what we do. This is something very rare in any organization. Added to that is the wonderful set of colleagues that we have, very friendly, very welcoming, and always ready to help. I wish the founders and all of you a very happy 20th anniversary, and wish you many years of successful growth in the organization.
I personally have had the thrill of building areas from scratch and the exultation of donning different hats within the organization. What again gives me pure delight is the kind of social connect that we build with our teams, our peers, with others within the organization, where even the smallest of successes are celebrated. Probably complementing this all is the happiness of walking in and around our spacious campus, savoring its fresh air. That in itself is a true gratification to my senses. SLK has come a long way in the last 20 years, and I strongly believe that it has the true potential to scale to much greater heights as we cross one milestone after another.
SLK is where I started in 2000. SLK is where I was coached and mentored to build one of the best teams. I would like to thank SLK for providing me opportunities to contribute to its growth and success over the years.
Congratulations, SLK, on your 20th anniversary.
SLK for me is a wealth of experience, starting from its formation, setting up its regulatory framework and its legal ecosystem, and participating in corporate actions and growth. It has been 20 years of solid experience.
As I'm building my experiences here, one thing which makes SLK apart from others is passion and camaraderie of the teams working together. I can remember when I came to Bangalore to meet Girish, Parth and the other team members, I could clearly see that everybody is so very well aligned with each other. It looked like a large family working together in a true sense. I made up my mind immediately. This is just the start. I'm looking forward for the next phase of growth for all of us. Always remember, people will make just companies, but people who stay together and with passion, we can make great organizations which will last not just decades, but centuries.
It's not just the travel of an organization, it is the voice of thousands of aspiring and budding engineers like me who started their careers in last 20 plus years and their learnings, growth and recognition in the community and society. SLK has been the silent spectator of all such great success stories of thousands of SLK families.
There are a lot of good memories working with Parth. As I remember building up SLK, when he had this idea and started sharing with me saying that, Manohar, we are going to have challenges in building a new company, I said, Parth, I'm not going to join SLK, I'm going to join Parth. And from that day onwards, it has been always a pleasure working with him because he gives the freedom and the directions very clearly. I remember working with him in making policies for SLK, and I remember that I used to be with loggerheads with Parth whenever I talked to him about policies. He says, why do we need policies? I need to give these people freedom to perform, and that's why I'm going to build the company up. I used to say that as a new company, we need to have some policies and standards and procedures. That's going to lay a foundation for you to build it upon as a great company. Then you would say, I'm fine as long as you make policies, but make it as half-page policies. And from then on, I started working with him in making leadership development plans. He would say that take them to the resorts, and whatever we plan as HR, he would always have a novel idea in it, and that's the model which has taken SLK so far, and I'm sure it's going to take SLK much further.
The 20 years at SLK for me has been hot, spicy, tasty, and filling. It was on a very nervous Thursday in the month of April in 1993. We at KCS got to know that we are going to have a new CEO. It was to be Parth Amin. We had got to know of him to be extremely aggressive, hyper-aggressive, passionate young man. And on this day, we could see him come off his car, run up the stairs. And though we are all nervous, in a way it did not matter because right through the 6 early years, the CEO of the company never came to our department to meet us. So it was okay. But to our surprise, within 2 hours after he joined the company, we could see Parth land into our department right in front of us. Honestly, we didn't know what to do. I had my first and the most difficult encounter with him on that day, the first day. Fortunately, I've not had anything more complex with him after that. I joined SLK as a project manager. I've gone on to become the COO of the company. I thank Parth, Nari, and several of you here for this. I see SLK as a place of opportunities. That was the case when we started. It still is the same.
It's been amazing to see the journey that this company has taken in the past 20 years. I'm extremely proud to say that I know personally people in the SLK family, and I'm happy to have interacted with anyone who I've talked to in the past couple of years. I'm extremely excited to see what holds for the future and can't wait to see what the next chapter holds for the SLK group.
It's been a wonderful and humbling experience being part of this organization since I was a child, pretty much. I can still remember the Nairn Arcade building that we used to be in, where Sula and Brandy used to come and visit ever so often. And I used to remember the annual day events we used to have at Club Cabana with the amphitheater and Dr. Suresh, and how everyone used to party after the cake cutting celebrations. So it's been a wonderful 20 years. And of course, then we moved to this facility at the SLK Green Park in Devanhalli. It's been extremely humbling experience, hardworking now that I've joined the business. I've seen what Parth has done over the past 20 years. But yeah, looking forward to 20 more years, and congratulations again to everybody, the old timers, from Girish to Adiga to Basu, to the newcomers as well. To everybody, pretty much this is the SLK family, and it's one of the families that I hold close to my heart. So thank you very much to everybody.
Congratulations, Parth and Roshan, on your well-deserved success. So pleased to see you reach this milestone of 20 years with the company which you started. We appreciate being included in celebrating this event with all of you, although it is from our home. You have impacted the lives of many people who have worked with you or are still working with you. You should be very proud of this moment, and rest assured we are. Congratulations again. Wish you the very best going ahead and many more milestones for you to reach. Bye.
Parth and everyone at SLK, our most sincere congratulations on 20 very successful years. I can't tell you how fortunate we feel to be part of the SLK and Amin family. My son gets to grow up knowing his Indian family, and we just really love all of you guys and are very appreciative for everything that has been done, and very impressed on 20 very successful years. Congratulations again from us to you with all of our love.
It's been a wonderful 20 years, and it's been a privilege to see SLK grow from a very modest company to the success story that it is today. Each of you have put so much of hard work, effort, sweat, and so motivated to create the story of SLK. Well done, and to another 100 years of SLK.
I would like to say something about your CEO. He is a man of so many talents. I have seen him cook, I have seen him dive, and he would be the one, if I was in the ocean, I would hope he was there. He is a musician, and whatever he has done with his music is also phenomenal. So anyone who has not met Parth or doesn't know Parth well, I want to say how many talents he has. He is amazing. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear SLK. Happy birthday to you.
You want to say congratulations, SLK?
Congratulations, and I love you. And have the best 20th anniversary.
Looking back on the last 20 years since we started SLK, I think the thing that stands out the most for me is the fact that Parth and I believe very strongly in building relationships. Relationships with our colleagues, relationships with our customers, relationships with our partners, relationships with basically Dan and his family. So Parth at the end of the 90s was restless and wanted to start something on his own. And the team that joined us more than 20 years ago, a lot of them are still with us. Basically, our first clients became our friends, went on to become partners and owners in the case of Dan. Dan is now part of our family. His family and our family are merged. There is no separation between us at all. I think we've come such a long way in the last 20 years. When we started, we were just 50 people, following really a dream that we had. 20 years on to see us go as a group to above 5,000, to see a beautiful campus in the place of these small rented pokey little offices. And I think it's all down to the hard work of that team, that initial team, who were so involved and so committed and had so much of trust in Parth and Dan and Gopal at the formation time. I think as a family, we're a business family. We're a family in business. The boys have always grown up around conversations about business. They've been involved in all our customer dinners at home, off-sites with employees, family fun days, interactions with people in SLK. You would have seen these two young boys, Vidur and Shantanu, grow up from being skinny young guys who at every dinner at home would be keen to top up everybody's glasses, help out in the kitchen, have now stepped into the business and have turned out to be, I think, hardworking young men with a good sense of reality about them. The culture of the company is very much the culture of the family. The values of the family are written into the values of the organization. So providing employment, deliverability, integrity, and basically producing the best quality output. I think these are all things that SLK, has basically stands for. So we would have loved to have had a lovely big party. Me and you know how much I love entertaining and having people around us. I'm sure we will do it soon when things kind of allow that to happen. But just want to wish SLK from the bottom of my heart a very, very, very happy 20th anniversary and look forward to the future and for more and more such milestones to be achieved.
It truly has been an amazing journey, a journey of living our dreams, setting goals, overcoming hurdles, celebrating our achievements, and creating a strong ecosystem. A heartfelt thank you to all of you for your ongoing support, belief, and contribution.
I feel good that the company is in such a strong place today that the next 20 years should really be an even more enriching and even more promising future for all of us. So all the best and continue the great work ahead.
Over the past 20 years, we've seen a lot of changes in the company. A lot of positive things have happened, and which has generated wealth for the organization. I've also seen the transformation of a company into an institution, and I'd like to congratulate my dad and Parth Kaka for that.
I also see the future being very bright for this company, and I wish everyone at the company the best.
Right through the 20 years, life at SLK has been full of fun. We pull others' legs, we create these humorous situations, we keep talking about it, all because of this lovely startup culture. Here we are, sharing a few with you. You'll also hear some of our people wanting to talk about those funny, humorous, some serious moments.
Family.
Accelerated learning.
Customer focus.
Value each employee and customer.
Stimulating and invigorating organization.
Conducive work culture.
Passionately creating value.
Harnessing your potential.
Great visionaries in action.
Working culture.
Progressive.
Fun.
Family.
Foundation.
Freedom.
Progress. Progressive.
Trust and friendship.
The doors are always open.
Bootstrap is empowerment.
Be bold.
High-speed train.
Innovative.
Tower. It's a Kannada word for mother's place.
Think, don't do just what I say.
My 20 years of journey with SLK is like you're on a long trip with your close friends and having lots of fun.
I could still remember the days when we had to work out of houses with the rented furniture. And the irony is now we are working from home due to COVID.
Just get it done.
Cheers!
She's the one behind his success. She has been with him during the good and tough times. She is a lady who redefines culture, love, and intimacy. Little did we know of a hidden talent in her, a unique talent. Here is Roshan with Shantanu with something special for their dearest one.
Parth, there is no better song to describe you and our life together than My Way by Frank Sinatra. It has been wonderful to take each and every step along with you. I'm extremely proud of all that you have achieved for SLK and our family. To sum it up, you stood tall and have been our rock through the good and the rough times. Thank you for being the man you are and living life your way. And now the day is here, and so I face another curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each chartered course, each careful step along the byway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times I think you knew that I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, but I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, no, not me, I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he is not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who yields. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
Special indeed it was, Roshan and Shantanu. Wow. And now to the next cool thing. Entrepreneurs love innovation. We've always believed at SLK that our people have much more in them than their regular work. In February this year, we formalized a platform called Innovation Premier League, IPL. The idea was to empower our people to be creative, come with thoughts, ideas, concepts which can elevate them into entrepreneurs and in the process create new business avenues for SLK. Vijay Kagal led this for us. I was part of the assessment team, and I must tell you, what I saw was simply fabulous. Let's hear from Vijay.
Thank you, Parth and Girish. Taking a cue from what Parth said, SLK has always believed in challenging the status quo and providing solutions that matter to customers' business. In line with this vision, early this year, we have launched our own Value Innovation Program, and we have called it the SLK Innovation Premier League. This is a platform for all our employees to come up with innovative ideas and create a leap in value for our customers, employees, and partners. It's been 5 months since the launch, and we have made great progress. Please join me in taking a quick look at the journey so far.
IPL is inspirational.
Bringing out the best of all the employees at SLK.
IPL to me is that platform that SLK has offered all its employees to do what we think will raise the bar for SLK and its people.
It's a brilliant, thought-provoking initiative.
IPL is learning new things.
The journey from potential to performance.
I felt there's something interesting which is going to happen.
Coming up with new ideas for product solutions, or can be anything.
Exciting and engaging initiative.
There's a topic and you have to innovate something and then it will be just done.
IPL is like a treasure hunt for hidden gems, discovering both ideas and people with innovative spirit.
We will have competition or championship where every other team has to show as to how innovative they are. I think it's going to be very interesting.
SLK has been the epitome of opportunity, passion, relationships, automation, and innovation. Our teams thrive on intellectual stimulation, take challenges head-on, and solve unprecedented problems.
If that inner passion is not there to have or to do that, we are going to have a lot of trouble.
We want to help enterprises do to their industries what Tesla did to cars.
What better way to celebrate this than to have an initiative dedicated to innovation, open to all, conceptualized, curated, and launched in Feb 2020.
He's done it, Kedar Jadhav off the sick bed, and he wins the game.
The SLK Innovation Premier League is a platform to innovate and create value. More than 140 ideas poured in. 67 ideas were seeded to compete in the grand finale. Refined through design thinking workshops and with an able guidance from SLK's Value Innovation Champions, 24 teams gear up for the Sharks, who were asked to behave like dolphins. With a heady mix of confidence, ideas being challenged, genuine appreciation, and unanticipated hurdles, the teams braved them all for the first time ever.
How long will it take to get this going done?
But can those people now become productive faster?
We had 25 deserving finalists, all with great ideas. Several of them will be pursued further. Having said that, we had to pick winners, and we have. And we've picked 5 winners based on the quality of idea, ability to articulate the value and practicality of implementation. I am happy to present to you the 5 winners of the inaugural IPL 2020. Here they are. Congratulations to all of them.
It's been a lovely evening, reconnecting, reminiscing, and reliving old memories and good times we've had with each other. Thank you to all of those who took us back in time and made us remember those golden years. Also, a very big thank you to each one of you and your families who joined us this evening to celebrate this auspicious occasion with us.
We would also like to thank the SLK team for helping us put together this virtual event, and Creators Inc., who helped support us through this. What's a celebration without a toast? So I'd invite you to go and get yourself a glass filled with your favorite drink, while the rest of us get together and join us to raise a toast to SLK's 20th anniversary. So, on behalf of all of us here, enjoy. Thank you all for joining us, and cheers to SLK.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, Girish.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Anuradha. Cheers, Shantanu. Cheers.
Cheers. So thank you everybody, thank you everybody, thank you for coming. Let's wish another 20 years ahead or our silver jubilee next.
and look forward to meeting everybody soon after COVID is over.
Thank you. Roshan, we wanted to give you a surprise, but let me be very honest. We did not know that our surprise will be so small compared to what yours was. However, please listen to us.
So, hi Roshan, this one we are making for you for all the help over the years you have given right from starting the company. You were behind me, the boys were very young, but you took care of all the stuff that's required for, that was needed for the boys. And over the years, you have really helped us with our relationship, you have helped us with training, you've helped us with many things. And I wanted to just say thank you very much for doing it. And I won't say any cute things just now. So
I second everything Roshan what Parth said, but apart from that, my first brush with you was a detailed phone call. You called me for knowing about one of the holiday, but you went about talking how you value people and what is the premise on which this company was started by Parth and how you supported him. That gave me a fantastic flavor of what are the value systems you guys have. I've also seen your passion and details in everything which you have done, whether it's customer event, whether it's a retreat and so on. That passion is something to learn from. So thank you so much for doing whatever you have done for SLK.
Hi Roshan, this is Vijay. I joined from a corporate into SLK in Niran Arcade. When I joined, within a few months you conducted the dining etiquette, and I was very curious, how come a company is conducting a session on dining etiquette? And I must tell you that while I faced a lot of challenges, you gave me the toughest challenge. You gave me the pepper mill and told me how to show how to use it. I had no clue. I was looking up and down. I had no clue how to use it. So that was my toughest challenge. I've not faced a tougher challenge so far.
You only thought pepper is like this, right?
And the other thing I would like to share is, I think I thought I knew the meaning of meticulous, but being meticulous in spirit is something that I have learned from you. Thank you very much for everything, Roshan.
Hi Roshan, Adiga here. Congratulations for completing 20 successful years. And thanks a lot for your support and mentoring in the initial days. Basically how to interact with the customer socially, and as Vijay said, helping us on how to dine with the customer. Thanks a lot.
Roshan, you are our unsung hero. We speak about Parth, we speak about a lot of leaders of the past today, but you have meant so much, not just for those of us at SLK. Our customers love your hospitality. In fact, when they plan their agenda to India, they make more time to SLK, which means they love spending that evening, or these days more evenings with all of you. Secondly, all of us, we were trained on technology, we were trained on certain aspect of soft skills, but you picked an area which was so unconventional for us, but from a business sense, that's the most important thing. How do we dine? How do we sit? So today, if I'm able to sit in front of a senior executive or a customer and dine confidently, it is because of you. A lot of the confidence we have got is because of you. Thank you. And there is so much to be said about you, but we are keeping it short. More to come. Thank you, Roshan.
Thank you, Roshan.
Thank you so much for what you did.
Parth and Roshan have seen the people at SLK as their family. Over the years, this has grown to the society at large, and it is with a lot of compassion and care that the SLK CSR program has taken shape. The focus has been on helping the needy to see a better day and a better life. The CSR program and talks around it, the conversations around it, are as important as any other strategic event at SLK. It is making a big difference, and we are very proud of this. Here is a glimpse of the way the program has taken shape.
We coexist in a beautiful world, enveloped by humans, animals, and nature. differentiated in numerous aspects, yet united to live, love, and share. For 2 decades now, we at SLK have thrived and achieved. We have many accolades pinned to our name. But our biggest happiness and pride has been in empowering communities around us, improving their livelihood and spreading joy. Establishment of a new building in the Pujanahalli Village Government School. Pujanahalli Village Government School celebrations. Christmas. SOS Village, India.
We have a happy home. We are a happy family. Thank you, SLK.
Installation of free RO drinking water plants across villages. Infrastructure and sanitation improvement. Desalination and rejuvenation of Pujanahalli Lake. Supporting Abhinav Bindra Foundation.
Abhinav Bindra is an Indian amateur athlete and businessman. He is a renowned Indian shooter who put India on the global shooting map by winning the gold in the 10-meter air rifle event at the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. He holds the honor of being the first Indian to win individual Olympic gold.
Construction of houses.
We, the people of this hamlet, are extremely grateful to the SLK group for these extraordinary acts of compassion. I am sitting in a house where a hapless family of Nadarajan and family resides with the 2 of their kids, both mentally and physically challenged. Now I greet you thankfully because the SLK software has positively impacted their life just as it impacted the lives of many families in Kerala. I'm happy that SLK have done this by way of its numerous CSR projects.
Victoria Hospital. Fresh meals for 300 caretakers every day. Annual blood donation camp. Establishment of Belur Yoga Center. Supporting care. Awareness and adoption of pets.
All this is possible because of the generosity of SLK Software Services Private Limited.
Together we have brightened lives, wiped happy tears and created memories. And as we pledge to continue doing our bit in giving back and refining societies, we thank you for supporting us and being a part of this family. Celebrating humanity. Celebrating 20 glorious years. Celebrating SLK.
It was an afternoon a few months back. I could see a bunch of folks walking into Parth's office. I too happened to be there. I could see them nervous, wanting to make a point. They were asking something of Parth. And the ask was about a music room. And as always, Parth said, "Guys, I'm for it. Can you get it done?" And they said yes. Friends, here we are, just a few months on, with the talent of SLK performing for us from our own music room.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. I'm sure you're all enthralled by the first part of this session. Now is the time to have some fun. So we, the SLK Music Club, are here to give you a dose of entertainment, entertainment, and entertainment. So just sit there and relax and enjoy the music playing live from SLK Music Room.
ಹಗಲು ಗನಸು ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಸಂಜೆ ವೇಳೆ ಸಿಗುವ ಮುಸ್ಸಂಜೆಗೆ ಹಾಡಾಗಲು ತಂಗಾಳಿಯ ತಯಾರಿ ಸದ್ದಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಆ ಸೂರ್ಯನು ಬನಾಚೆಗೆ ಪರಾರಿ ಅವಳೆದುರು ಬಂದಾಗ ಎದೆ ಬಡಿತ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕೂಗು ಹೋಗಿಲೆ ಮನದ ಮಾಮರಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಳಿದೆ ತರುವುದನ್ನು ಮರೆತಿದೆ ಸಂಜೆಗೆ ಹಾಡಾಗಲು ತಂಗಾಳಿಯ ತಯಾರಿ ಸದ್ದಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಆ ಸೂರ್ಯನು ಬನಾಚೆಗೆ ಪರಾರಿ ಅವಳೆದುರು ಬಂದಾಗ ಎದೆ ಬಡಿತ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕೂಗು ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಮನದ ಮಾಮರಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಳಿದೆ ತರುವುದನ್ನು ಮರೆತಿದೆ
Paid my dues, time after time, and all our challenges fought with a smile. I break my brain, we made it big. We've had our share of sight in our face, but we've gone through. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting.
Friends, the 20th anniversary for any organization is very special. At SLK, as you all know, we love to party, we love to celebrate with our customers, our people, and our partners. The current situation, though, brought in its own restrictions. Despite that, we wanted to bring you a package which you and your families could enjoy. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe.